Hi everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day today. So we're going to do a Q&A video. So this is from Viva la Lissa. So hi if you were watching. We are answering her question here. So she said, "Hi sweet Staci, thank you for sharing this message. I've been vegan since I was 8 years old and mostly raw vegan since I was 13, but have only newly come to know Jesus as Lord. I have been interested in what Jesus and the Bible say about our diet. Do you have any videos specifically on this topic? I've loved being vegan for over 17 years now, but it almost has been my religion in a way all this time, and just want to confidently put God as the most high in my life. I'd love to hear more of your thoughts on this. Much love and God bless you." Well, thank you so much, Viva la Lisa. Thank you so much. That was a wonderful, fantastic comment. Thank you so much. Yes, so first off, we're going to start off with, yes, I do have many videos. I actually have a whole playlist dedicated to food and the Bible, and I'm going to turn my phone around here so you can see my screen here. So if you go to the playlist of my channel, I have all my videos organized in different specific playlists. So I have one for God, faith, and your health. Okay, so this here will list all of my videos that are related to God and faith, okay, that I have in here. All right, so you can go check that out if you would like. And it is a very important topic for sure, because of course we want to eat the way we were designed to eat, right? Because that's where we're going to have the best health. And of course we want to follow God. We love God, we love Jesus, we want to follow what they say, or what God says, what Jesus says is right for us, so we can live a happy, healthy life, right? And then on the general YouTube search, you can just type in Dr. Milton Mills Bible, and this video right here, I highly recommend. This one right here, I highly recommend this one, okay? I know it is an hour and a half long, but just put it on while you are working on something, your crafts, or driving somewhere long distance, or just driving around, or throughout your day. Just have it playing and listen to this. This is so good. You need to listen to this. He addresses everything about Jesus, what he ate, what God says about food and our diet, what happened before the fall, and then what has happened after the fall, and why things are said in the Bible the way they are. So that is fantastic for you that you've been, you said, vegan for over 17 years now, and you want to put God as the most high in your life. Yes, we don't want to make things an idol. And of course the Bible warns us of that, not making things an idol, and food can be one of them. We don't want to do that. And but I think one way of worshiping God too, worshiping him and praising him, is through our bodies, through our diet, by glorifying him the way he's designed us to be, okay? And so when it comes to food, by treating the body the way it was meant to eat, the way that it was meant to. I remember in the beginning, I just wanted to eat the way, of course, God wants us to eat, okay? The way, and of course, so we look at Jesus. What did Jesus do on this, in this life, in this sinful life? And a lot of people talk about how Jesus ate meat and everything. So that's why I highly recommend, I'm not going to go deep into it because there's just too much to say. There is too much to say about it. Dr. Milton Mills talks about it so perfectly and so well that I highly recommend you go watch the video that I suggested in the previous clip, because he will work that out for you so clearly, okay? And I agree with everything he has said in there. Like before the fall, of course, we know we were in a Garden of Eden. There was no death, there was no pain, no tears, no killing or anything. And everything ate plant foods, including the animals. The Bible does tell us that. And Dr. Milton Mills, he talks about that and shows you where in scriptures, the passages and everything. And it shows you that everything on this planet was eating a plant-based vegan diet, okay? And it wasn't until after the fall, when sin entered this life, death, suffering, pain, depression, all of that entered into the world. And then now we see death. Now we see the consumption of animals, the consumption of meat, the consumption of dairy. And throughout the Bible, of course, we see these different stories and different accounts of the consumption of animal products. But the one thing Dr. Milton Mills talks about is that there's a reason why it's in the Bible, to show us what it does to us. So that's what he talks about, is what you eat impacts the way you act and behave. In the Bible, he tells you, he goes through the stories in the Bible and everything, about how it shows us how what you eat impacts the way you act and behave. Is it the way God wants it? No, it's not. But you have free will to choose. And one thing, what's his name? I forgot his name. But he does these talks around universities and debates students on God and Jesus, and if he's real, and believing in Jesus and stuff like that. And he talks about how the all-powerful God chose to limit his power so you can have free will to choose to love him and to obey his commands and to obey him, so you can have the healthiest and happiest life. He chose to limit his powers, because a lot of people talk about, well, if God can do anything, why doesn't he do this or that? Okay, and that's where he talks about, I do not know, okay? I do not know. It's something you're going to have to ask God himself. But when you think about it, the evidence out there shows us that God chose to limit his power so we can have free will to choose to love him. And he put those commandments in place, from my observation, from what I've learned, from what I've heard and everything. Those have been put into place to help us live a correct life, to help us navigate the sinful life correctly, and to avoid the pain and suffering, to avoid all the problems that can happen. The thing about Jesus eating fish and the account of the multiplication of the bread and the fishes, okay, that Dr. Milton Mills talks about that as well, that Jesus did, like, there's not a whole lot that's said in the Bible. There are a few accounts of him consuming meat, but it's not dietary guidelines. It's not dietary advice, guidelines for you to eat. It was demonstrating a different message. And Dr. Milton Mills talks about that. That's why I highly recommend you watch that video, an hour and a half long, watch it again and again. I've watched it so many times, spot on every time I hear it, okay? And so even though Jesus did consume meat at certain times, it was not saying that was health advice, okay? Dr. Milton Mills was talking about also that Jesus's diet was mainly plant-based, and he only consumed animal products, or not, I wouldn't say animal products, but meat, to demonstrate a certain message. Just like when he rose again, he was given some meat. He asked, let me have some of the fish so I can show you I am human, I am alive. And it was not dietary advice, though. It was not dietary advice. It was to demonstrate a message as to what was available in that moment. Same with the bread and the fishes. That's what was available. Of course, you can ask, well, why didn't you just make all these trees grow out of the ground with a bunch of fruit if it's that important? Again, I do not know. That is something you are going to have to ask God, okay? Just because it's not the way you think does not mean just because it's not going the way you thought or think that it should have gone does not mean that God is wrong, does not mean that what you're doing is wrong, or what does not mean that a vegan diet is wrong, it does not mean a raw vegan diet is wrong, okay? That's something you're going to have to ask God, and he will reveal that to you, but you got to ask him, you gotta listen too. You gotta listen. Alrighty guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. In another video, we'll talk about after the flood too, where God tells us about the new dietary guidelines that were put into place after that. That is very interesting. A lot of people like to bring that up as a reason or justification as to why they should be eating meat. That is make a very good topic for a video, but this video's gone on long enough. I'm gonna stop there. So remember to love being raw, vegan, plant-based, whole foods, whatever floats your little boats. Just remember to put a big smile on your face today. I hope I did that for you. Again, let me know your comments, suggestions, perspectives in the comments down below if you would like, and I would love to hear them. And have a fantastic day today, you guys. Like and subscribe if you want. It will help me continue to do videos, and it will help spread the vegan message as well, to help everybody else live a happy, healthy life at a whole new level as well. So have a fantastic day today, you guys, and I'll see you next video. Bye guys.